Business not for just make money. Now the engine where they push the economy go before. From that businessman who will make them for sales to that entrepreneur where they do massive innovation where they shape the country in future. Kushe and Kabo now the big market. Osai where they talk about business and how for make business go and change real life. Every week we get for the talk about the things that where they happen at the market, things that like waiting government they do, and how in the affect price, profits, and other things there, and we own safe life. Small business or big business or manufacturer or investor or farmer or all get for the inside the big market talk. So sit down, open ears, listen, and join we participate every Tuesday 5 p.m. na True Talk Radio 98.5 FM. Osai with they build strong business for strong country. Business not for just make money. Now the engine where they push the economy go before. From that businessman who will make them for sales to that entrepreneur where they do massive innovation where they shape the country in future. Kushe and Kabo now the big market. Osai where they talk about business and how for make business go and change real life. Every week we get for the talk about the things that where they happen at the market, things that like waiting government they do, and how in the affect price, profits, and other things there, and we own safe life. Small business or big business or manufacturer or investor or farmer or all get for the inside the big market talk. So sit down, open ears, listen, and join we participate every Tuesday 5 p.m. na True Talk Radio 98.5 FM. Osai with they build strong business for strong country.
Fambo Kushe and Kabo to this episode of The Big Market. As usual, the market are a program where they focus on the private sector and all waiting they happen inside the private sector in a salon. Today, this program, for the last 2 weeks or 2 episodes, we'll be done to talk about the private sector, introduce the concept, and then we may talk to private sector players last week. We tell we waiting at the constraints that they face and how waiting the need for the sector develop. So today we want to talk about waiting government they do for support the growth of the private sector. So sit tight for the next 1 hour where I'll get 2 guests them where we can talk about this topic. You also will get chance for contribute to this program. You will call the number 072 641 729. You will call or text the number 072 641 729. Or same way, so you go on with Facebook page and with YouTube channel for make you comments them or ask you questions. We go direct and try for answer them question as best as possible. Me we come with the program today as usual. My name is Melvin Foy, and I get 2 main guests with me. I go like for let them introduce themselves. Over on my right hand, I get somebody from the Ministry of Trade. You go introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Foy. Fambule, good evening. Me na Abubakar Sise, Assistant Director of Entrepreneurship Development at the Ministry of Trade and Industry.
Thank you, Mr. Sise. Welcome. On my left, I get somebody from the National Investment Board. You go introduce yourself, sir?
Fambule, good evening. My name is Mohamed Abu Sise. Me na the Director for Public-Private Partnership na the National Investment Board.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sise. So, Fambulem, we'll get a full package today and the studio full from the big allegory where they involve in government support to the private sector. But as usual, we dey go for this short break and get the news, waiting to happen at the market and vital information for una. After the news, come back and join me in this conversation.
Inside the big markets news today, this now what we get for honor. The Ministry of Health na Salon don open one new online portal for take 3,000 health workmen them. Deputy Minister of Health, Dr. Jalikatu Mustafa, say this new portal go make recruitment transparent, quick and easy. Anybody wey want for apply, for go na the website and visit www.hrmis.gov.sl and do am online. Inside the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, wey be all na Algeria, one company wey they call Infinitum Energy don show a big project outside dem plan for use $200 million waste to energy project wey go transform the country in electricity access and waste management. World Bank don launch one report wey show say salon in creative industry like music, fashion, film and arts don big na the economy. The report say it dey contribute about 4.5% na the country in GDP and give work to about 10% of people them na the formal job. This means say creative sector don pass global average when about 3.1%. Early September 2025, the leons be steady against the main foreign currency them. Dollar be move from 22.61 new leons to 22.62 new leons. Pound be drop to 30.31 new leons, but later climb back to 30.47 new leons. Euros been get small change from 26.52 new leons to 26.43 new leons. Price update of things in the market. Rice, Pusawa 50 kg, they between the range of 600 to 750 new leons per bag. Pamine, 500 new leons per batter. Cement, 175 to 180 new leons per bag. Petrol, 25 new leons per liter. Diesel, 24 new leons per liter. Kerosene, 25 new leons per liter. This now wetin we get inside the big market news today.
Family, and welcome back. I hope say the news, you don't get the main news, but putting the happen at the market. But you know the energy sector now the focus right now for improve electricity. And electricity they support private sector expansion and development strongly because it reduce the cost of doing business. So from the news, now we can direct to the topic of discussion. Me guess then go agree with me, say the private sector are the engine of the economy. We get from it can go. The individual businesses then they do their own. Other people them, the development partners, finance corporations, and even individual entrepreneurs are striving well. But if you don't get the enabling environment, if you don't get that environment where all man go able work, inclusive environment, it go difficult no matter what in that individual entrepreneur do. It go difficult for the private sector development. So the first question we will start with, in terms of vision, emission, Mr. Sise from NIB and Bakar, we will start with Mr. Sise. What's the government's vision for the private sector in terms of policy and the environment?
Well, thanks very much,
Melvin.
Mr. Melvin. And we fully agree that the current private sector space is fragmented. We know that the way the space the infrastructure not in place, just as you mentioned, in terms of good road, in terms of energy supply, all this get for affect business. In terms of policy facilitations and policy promotions, how then they able for access, register businesses, all that. We all be no say that there have been problems. So now make government say this is a deliberate policy on the government for set up the National Investment Board.